All right, we should be live. Excuse me. First time I've really spoken today. Yeah, so I hope everyone's doing well. And if you notice, I have some new graphics from Adobe for Education. So the Adobe Education team, specifically Leona, has given me quite a few nice things to work with here, so I thank her. And yeah, so today should be, you know, a pretty relaxed, chill stream. A couple of things. Let's see. I guess the first thing I want to talk about before we get into it. There we go. So, I'm an Adobe Education leader, and there are a couple of us who have been conscripted by Adobe to do these live streams every week, right? And you can see us all here. This particular page, I'm gonna paste in the link. Anybody who wants to visit. This link has the entire schedule for everyone, right? So if you scroll down, you've got little buttons that take you off to different things, and you've got, you know, a number of things here. Here's mine, and the photos are a bit outdated, but that's okay. You've got my Adobe Live link, which is where we are right now, and we have our YouTube link, which, in case you don't know, I actually do post all of these on YouTube afterwards. I do post; they get posted automatically on Behance. So yeah, so check that out if you like. I'm really happy there's some momentum around this from Adobe for the AELs. So let me know how you're doing, everyone. I always like to hear from people on my stream. It's good to interface, especially during times like this, right? So today I'm going to do some basic stuff around, you know, just kind of painting in Fresco. Some abstract type stuff is what I'm thinking. I'll mention, you know, I've got my book up in the right above me, up there. I also have this to announce. I've got a remix on Abstraction's latest remix album. So it's called Cinders, and you can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on Spotify, whatever you might want. You can see Shivervein down in the bottom. That's me. And I'm track number 9 on the album. So check that out if you like. I'm actually playing the music in the background during this stream. I'm not sure how loud it is for everyone. I think I've mixed it properly, but you know, who knows? So let's go ahead and open up my iPad here and get into it. And I gotta just toggle that guy on. Boom. There's my iPad. Real nice. All right. So let's go ahead and have a look here. I don't have any plan for this sort of thing. It's gonna be whatever it is, right? So I've done a lot of Adobe Animate over the past few weeks, and I figured that was very structured, right? So I did a lot of stuff the past 2 weeks on producing dynamic visuals with Animate through code. I'm tired of code, right? I'm sick of it. So let's do some just like freeform abstract art and just do that. All right, so I've got a basic, so this is my iPad Pro, by the way. I've got my Apple Pencil, and what we're gonna do is just look at Fresco here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just create some stuff, right? I haven't used Fresco in probably like a month or so, actually. And I noticed one of the new things they have here is they have this nice little zoom. It's right up top here now. So you can zoom in and out really easy just by sliding your finger across it. So I'm gonna zoom out and choose my first brush. I'll probably choose live brushes. They are kind of my favorite. And I love watercolors, but I think we should do some oils today. And you know what? So I did some oils when I used to do actual like physical painting, right? But most of it was acrylic based. Really, I think they kind of behave sort of the same. So it's something I've always wondered why there wasn't like a watercolor, oil, and then an acrylic category too. But it's so close, and especially digital, it probably doesn't matter that much. All right, let's do some chunky oil paint, chunky, and this stuff. I don't want black. It's pretty good. Let's actually zoom in a little bit. Thankfully, you can still pinch and zoom to go in, which is really nice. Fresco is such a nice app. Let's increase that brush a little bit. Now I'm trying to be kind of light with this. And in case anybody wants to know, I've got, when I do my streams on Fresco, I actually have my iPad in like a, it's on like a little MacBook stand, which is kind of fun. It gives me the angle that I want, and it makes it a lot easier than if I had it just straight on the table and everything, especially with the camera and everything here. It just makes it a lot easier for me. So, tip. Use a stand if you have it. I mean, another thing that would work is, of course, like a stack of books, something like that. But yeah, I am just gonna play inside Fresco. This is probably my favorite oil brush, is the chunky. Because that's how I used to paint. You know, I'd just load that brush up and just go. So, again, let me know how you're doing, everyone. It's April 7th today. So I don't even know how many device types, pieces of hardware that Fresco is even available on now. Obviously iPad, which, you know, I mean, I've railed against Adobe for years to get more stuff on Android. But, and they have, you know, I think they've made an effort to do that. It's just always been so terrible, though, when you've got stuff restricted to one specific platform, one specific device. And, you know, that's a problem I've had with Aero, too. Luckily, with Aero, you know, it is available on additional devices, and it's available in beta form on Mac OS and Windows, even though it's very beta. Let's say that. But you can always try it out. It's available to anybody, actually. You don't have to be in a pre-release program or anything like that to use Arrow. Let's add some cooler colors into here. So holding down this disc right here, if you've never used Fresco before, this helps you blend. It's basically a dry brush. So you can lay some color down and just blend it. So anyway, I hope everyone's having a good week. I like these to be conversational, but you know, keeping an eye on the chat messages all the time. And I don't think chat is broken today. I know that Behance has had some problems, you know, in the past couple of weeks with things going down, but it should be pretty much okay, I think. Right. Yikes. That isn't going to work, is it? I mean, I could dry the layer. I could adjust some of these bits and pieces here. Lots of times when you just whack the brush, like, instead of just trying to draw with it, it works a lot better. Let's see here, that's doing pretty good. Even though my ruler's going all over the place. That's pretty good. So during last year's lockdown, I had an injury. I was cutting something and I was stupid and was holding it, and I cut right into my finger. This one right here. And it was severe enough that I went to the emergency room. I didn't need stitches or anything. This was back in June of last year. But man, do I ever have a scar now on my finger. And this just I didn't mean for this to happen, but this just reminded me of that. Yeah. But it's all healed up, although it's still, you know, when you have a nice hefty scar, you know, it does talk to you, right? So I do feel it quite a bit now and again. It talks to me. Hello, Philip, and hello, Reverb Mike. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're both doing well today. Part of me is kind of like, I don't even want to deal with this looking anything like a cut. But now that it's gone that direction, it's kind of hard to not go that way, you know? But this is going to be a little abstract, so we can do, there we go. We can do what we want with it, right? Let's go and do that. Yeah, so anybody else have any stories about injuries during the pandemic, during the lockdown last year, anything like that? It's always fun to sit around and talk about how you injured yourself, right? Think about that scene on the film Jaws, right? They're sitting around. I think they were drinking like whiskey or something, and they're showing off their scars to each other. I haven't seen that film in a long, long time, but that scene definitely sticks with you. So let's see. I mean, I can usually get going pretty easy with just coming up with certain things. You know, and again, this is going to be a little abstract, but kind of see where it goes. Maybe I'll change up my brush entirely here. So this is a bit more, oh, cut your finger in half. Did you have to, like, actually, like, boop, like it's gone, or? Mine was pretty deep, but it didn't cut it in half. It was really annoying, though, because they used, like, oh, what's it called? I'm thinking cadaver glue, but that's not what it's called. It's called, it's something glue. Tissue glue? Maybe? Yeah. So, here's another thing. I had this dream last night. It's a really weird dream where I was preparing my own corpse for burial. So, I had to dress my corpse, and I had to, you know, like put a tie on and everything. Had to fix that out. And the tie was too long, so I had to, like, you know, fix it sort of over the shirt and everything, and then, like, wrap the corpse in a shroud and things like this. But I was doing it in my house. So I was preparing a corpse, which was my corpse, in my house. It was just weird. Just a weird dream. So today, I have to. I don't have to. I am obligated to teach my large class at University of Colorado Boulder. The class is one I've talked about before. It's almost 200 students. It's a big lecture, and we go over pretty much every Creative Cloud desktop application and some of the mobile apps too. It's a really fun class. And we're doing Premiere Pro this week. We do a little Premiere Rush too, but you know, these are you know, they're advertising and media design students. So they're both applicable, right? So Premiere Rush for like, you know, quick stuff, short stuff, social content. Premiere Pro for longer form and more complex stuff. So it's a fun week to teach. Hey Ryan, how are you? Fresco's good. I noticed a couple goodies in Fresco when I came in today. So I got a nice little what's new screen, right? In Fresco. That comes up every once in a while when they have new stuff to show you. So yeah, I'm taking it easy on the stream today. And you know, nothing's really planned. Just going through and doing some Fresco stuff. Looks like a bird. I know. It looks like it reminds me too of like a little like fishing lure. I haven't gone fishing since I was like, I don't know, 12 years old or something like that, but yeah, it started looking like a fishing lure to me, which I don't fish, so. Yeah, it's funny. This is I don't know, it's turning into something completely different now, which is always kind of cool, right? Let's merge down, put that all in one layer, and I just want to relocate this thing. I don't think it's in the right spot for what I'm doing. I'm gonna use my move tool, figure out where I want this guy to live. Of course, this is one of the coolest things about painting digitally, right? Is if you do stuff on different layers, you can move them around and stuff. Done. Perfect. I'm gonna go back to my previous brush. chunky. Let's do another layer. Shift that down below my little fellow. Hey Chris, how are you? Doing well, I hope. No animate today, Chris. Taking a break. So, yeah, everybody, if you don't know Chris Georginas, who just joined us, you know, give him a follow on Behance. He does a lot of really great animated content. So if you're interested in that. And it seems like Chris has been doing a lot of stuff recently, which is pretty cool to see. I saw Chris, your it's like the water, the girl with the hands, and the water coming out of the hands. That was pretty cool. I could not animate water as well as that for sure. Yeah, so it's funny. I got into Adobe Animate, kind of, I guess, I want to say late, but I've been using it for like, since Macromedia Flash 4. So I guess it's not really that late. But I kind of feel like I got into it a little late. You know? But I'm pretty sure Chris has been there from kind of day one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. Yeah, the water's good. And that looked like frame by frame, right? I think it would kind of have to be. Which is something I've always been kind of not so good at. It's just frame by frame stuff. But I'm okay. The thing with Animate has always been, and Flash, and the Flash platform, that's always been super frustrating for me, is just that it does like so much stuff. You know, it has so many different use cases, and when people talk about it, you know, they talk about it usually from their perspective. So, and usually that perspective is a bit narrow, you know, which is fine. I mean, that's how people generally do things. How people generally work is, you know, you've got your job and you're doing it and you get it, right? Yeah. So, and it's focused on so many different things over the years that now it's able to do all this stuff, which is wonderful, of course. But, you know, like when Flash Player was going away and when it fell out of favor with the general web, right? You know, people for the longest time had seen it as a tool to produce content for the web. So all the other uses that it had to produce, you know, stuff for television, character animation, you know, stuff that would be more appropriate for video, you know, it, like people didn't get that. And they only saw it as a web tool. And I think that hurt it quite a bit, unfortunately. Thankfully, though, not to end on a sour note there, but thankfully, things are looking up, right? And they've been looking up for a while. I hope the momentum gains a bit. And, you know, all these applications have, like, little spurts and starts and things like that, right? So, I remember when they rebranded Adobe Flash Professional to Adobe Animate, you know, they actually had, like, a whole bunch of different live streams. They had Adobe Evangelists doing streams. working with Animate, which is something that's like unthinkable, right? And yeah, they conscripted Chris and a few others to do some Twitch streams, I remember, back then too, which was really cool. They didn't have this platform at the time, Behance. Oops. Oh no, I made a mistake. What am I gonna do? Undo. Yeah, an undo in Fresco is just a prong click. You just take 2 fingers. Doop. That's undo. It's really cool. This is funny, like this stream has gone all over the place. You know, I started off when I got the idea for this one, I'm just like, I'm just gonna do some weird abstract painting, which is how this started out. But then I started drawing these other little things, painting these things, and it just sort of turned into something less abstract, I guess. It's still a bit out there. I like how it's coming, though. Yeah. Hey, Matthias is here, too. Hello, Matthias. Oh, yeah, I got that phone call, too, Chris. And while I don't think Animate is the best name for it, simply because it does so much, and because of there already being a number of other Adobe products with the name Animate in them, such as Edge Animate, rest in peace, and Character Animator, right? I'm not sure it was the best name to choose, but yeah. I don't know what else they would have called it. So I'm sure that they did what they could, you know, and rebranding it again would be a completely pain in the ass, right? Oops. Probably not supposed to say that. Apologies. So I say a lot worse when I'm not on a live stream. So yeah, this is coming up pretty good. Oh yeah, so Matthias is here. Matthias actually did the tech review for my new book, so thank you for that, Matthias. So that's pretty cool. He did great job on that. Gosh, what? So, you know, whenever you're doing something like this, you get to a point where you're kind of like, it's pretty good, and you know, if you add too much, what happens when you add too much, right? You ruin the thing. I don't want to ruin it, but I think I'm going to modify this initial thing that I made using the same brush that I've got these, what started as stones, but now look more like clouds. And let's just get some stuff in here. Get that chunky aspect going. Gosh, it's all so interesting, you know, just how different pieces of software evolve, you know, the different teams that change, that build it. I mean, I've known so many product managers in the past, and I'm sure, you know, Chris and Matthias, when it comes to Animate and Flash, can say the exact same thing, you know, and some of the stuff that they were planning that just never happened. Some of that is really a shame, but, you know. Nothing to be done about it now. And I like to reminisce about this stuff. And sometimes I think, like, especially on a stream like this where there's, like, potentially a number of strangers, right? So people that don't know me from anywhere else, right? Could be like, you know, see me as like very, very old, just going on about the way things used to be and complaining and things. And I'm not complaining. I don't think reminiscing is the same as complaining. I think it's good to reminisce about things, and I reminisce because they're things that are and were enjoyable. And, you know, I mean, whenever I complain about Adobe, it's because I care, you know? I care what happens to the software. I care what people get from it. Regardless of any stupid decisions that were made at one time or another. Gosh, you know, this is almost turning into like some kind of lightning. Like a blood tornado. That's my message for today. I hope you enjoy my blood tornado. My blood lightning. I mean, that's the thing that's cool about stuff like this, right? Like, this software, Fresco, you know, it's just meant to, it's just a canvas, right? A set of tools, and you just do whatever comes to mind. No one complains here at Behance. I complain every once in a while. That's okay. They know it's all good, right? Yeah, Chris mentions issues with specific features. Yeah, I mean, I feel right now that you know, the Animate team has gone and, you know, they've created all these cool features, right? In the past few years, some really neat stuff. However, some of them feel like, oh, look at that. Ah, yeah, I love blend modes. See, you can never use blend modes when you're when you're going through and painting with acrylics or anything, or oil paints. But inside Fresco, oh yeah, you can. I don't know. These are the kind of decisions that are just like, oh, I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, they put in a bunch of new features, right? You can't say that the Animate team has not been working on features, but a lot of those features sometimes have these little issues, or they just feel like a little rough, you know? And I know they're working on fixing some of that stuff, which is good. I think they should fix and not complete, but, you know, just really shore up anything that's there now before doing a lot of additional stuff, you know? Duplicate. Yeah, I always find myself doing stuff like this at the end of a painting or sketching session, where I just go and, you know, start playing with stuff like this. So what I did is I duplicated those clouds or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. And yeah, I mean the blend mode there that I put on makes it look really cool, but I wanted it to still retain a bit of that gray color. So this additional little duplicated layer is going to help me do that. So I think now I just need to come up with a name for this, a title. Yeah, Chris is mentioning some huge showstopper flaws, and I've run into some of those on these live streams, right? I think the first live stream I did, I had something in Animate really goof up. I had to kind of like redo it all over. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it's something that I work with, I can work with, because, you know, most of my streams on here are Animate based, and obviously above my head is a giant 404-page book about Animate that I wrote in like 2 months over break on lockdown between semesters, which is insane. But these are crazy times, so yeah, he's done. He's done. Let's go ahead and name it. It's gonna be called Blood Lore, because I got the little fishing lore thing there. And we've got our blood lightning. Awesome. You know, I wonder how it would look without the little guy. Yeah, you need the little guy. All right. Like I always do when I do these streams with Fresco, I always go ahead and publish it to my Behance. Here we go, Behance project. And I love how easy Fresco makes this, you know? So yeah, it fills in all this stuff for us. It does the project cover, which is, in my opinion, that's a big annoyance for me on Behance when you're posting a project manually, is when you post it and then you have to post the little cover image, and they just have so many like little requirements around that it's really annoying. I wish it would just sample from whatever it was you were posting, and then you could like figure that out. But it's not like that, so we just gotta deal. All right, let's go ahead and publish this guy. Boop. There we go. Work is live. Cool. You want Behance. And there he is. Nice. I've got a really, so my MacBook here that I'm running, that I'm streaming on, is a wired connection, right? I've got a big Ethernet cable that connected to my modem on a different floor of the house. This iPad, however, is wireless. So that's probably why it's not coming up here. It just takes a while for stuff. There we go. There we go. So let's wrap things up here. Let's close out the iPad. Boop. And let's see. Oh, just for people who weren't in here at the beginning, the music I'm playing here is from a remix album called Cinders from Abstraction that I have a track on. So track number 9, Shiver Vein. And got my book up there. And other than that, that's what's going on. So thanks for joining me today. This was fun, and we did it for about an hour. This is pretty good for me. I don't do big, long, giant streams if I can help it. And I really can't do it when I have classes coming up and everything. We have 3 weeks left after this week for this semester at my university, so, you know, whew, looking forward to that. All right. Well, everyone, have a nice week. I'll be back here same time next week. And stay well. And thank you.